Gia, it's your boy Chad Rob. We back, baby. Episode number 19. Hashtag iAMWHOiAM the podcast. We are here, we are live, and we are ready. We have a special guest here with us today. She is a independent, self-driven individual, and I'm happy to have here. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan, and I basically do events for women, women empowerment events, and I encourage them to live a whole and healthy, full life from the inside out. But I've recently just started a dating event for like married and single and divorced people to make sure that we have that conversation about having healthy relationships and what we really need from one another.
Right,
and it's
right.
called Dating is Dead. Who Killed It?
Oh, nice. So I got a good friend of mine that gave me your contact information, and the reason why I reached out to you. And he had said he had met you, not met you, but met his wife through one of your avenues, and they got married and they living their best life, and so I was just curious, how did you get started wanting to do something like that?
I love relationships. Number one, I love love, and I had a lot of single friends that said, Reagan, I can't find anybody. There's no men. The men were saying there's no women, and the ones that they have, they're trash.
Right.
And I knew that wasn't true, so I wanted to kind of bridge that gap and say, hey, we need to come together and have a conversation. Right. Let's see what some of the women, what they think, the same thing for the men, and talk about it. So that's basically where it came from.
Nice. So I've been watching your YouTube videos, and I'm intrigued on how versatile you are. You seem to be just into a lot of things, and being a single mom, I know that's got to be stressful.
Yeah.
Kind of talk to me about what motivates you to push so hard for progression.
I don't like mediocre.
Okay.
I'm kind of used to having things and not like I got a lot of money.
Right.
But I like to do what I want to do when I want to do it. And I like to travel. I like doing things, and so you got to work to be able to obtain those things. And also I have a child looking at me, so
okay.
She has to be able to see, mommy can do whatever. There's no limit.
Gotcha.
And sometimes it's hard, but life's hard.
Right, I hear that.
I like for her to see that even in the midst of opposition, she can do anything she wants to do.
Gotcha.
Right. So I have to push, if not for me, for her.
Right. Well, it's interesting to me because after we had a conversation on the phone, we kind of got to know each other a little bit. You had told me that your husband is away, and it intrigued me because, like I said, I've been watching your videos and trying to get to know you through those platforms, and I'm just thinking to myself, like being a single mom, working a full-time job, having your own business. I heard you say you were a landlord as well, so I know I've been a landlord in the past. I have a family. My wife is here, so, we kind of have a little team effort, but you're doing it all by yourself.
Yeah.
So it kind of intrigued me, and I just kind of wanted you to talk to, maybe some women that may be watching that may be dealing with the same situation. Their man is away, whether it be military, prison, whatever the case may be. What advice would you give them to handle that type of pressure and responsibility?
A lot of people ask me that. I really didn't have time to think about it.
Wow.
I just get up and do it. My tagline for my business is, I think it, I see it, I do it.
Oh, okay.
And it's almost like with my business and my life, I don't have time to be like, I can't pay this bill. You got to figure out how to pay the bill.
Gotcha.
As far as our relationship, I'm going to say it was a blessing.
Okay.
It didn't feel like one at first.
Okay.
God had to do some things in his life, and that was stuff that I couldn't fix.
Gotcha.
But he also needed to do some things in my life because I wasn't living up to my full potential.
Oh,
and so where he was fixing him, he was fixing me. So when I changed my mindset about what was really going on, it was easier for me to just move into what I was supposed to be doing.
Gotcha.
So there was no point in me worrying like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? He was in a safe place. He was getting 3 meals. You know,
Right.
I know where he's going to be, so
Yeah,
I don't have to
yeah,
worry.
yeah.
So just make sure that, you know, I did my part for him and make sure that I live my best life for myself and my child, and just make sure that when he comes home, it's set for him to
Wow.
walk back in and take the head position in the house.
Wow, wow. And that's deep. So I'm going to piggyback off that and transit to this question. So when he comes home, you've been the head of the house. Mm-hmm. I know you're really spiritual, into Christ. And, you know, I know that's going to be tough with him coming back and you just handing over the
Yeah.
reins. And I know a lot of times, I know you said, you know, people over 30, it's hard to find someone that's, you know, worth anything.
Yeah.
So kind of speak to how are you going to just hand over just the keys to everything that you basically built to a man that hasn't even been involved
Right.
with building it up. You see what I'm saying? Like I know a lot of women, I hear it all the time online. That man ain't doing nothing. He don't work. He don't do this. He don't do that. Well, not only is he not working, he's not with you.
Right.
And I know a lot of women and men deal with this on both ways. So I would love to know kind of what you think about it.
I knew what was in him before I married him.
Oh, okay.
So I'm an alpha female anyway. So any man that I knew I was going to marry had to be alpha and be able to have a sense of direction. So even though he is incarcerated, I know what he's capable of.
Okay.
I know even before he left, because he was entrepreneurship before I even got into it. So he's actually why I am in the position that I'm in,
Gotcha.
to be honest. So to answer your question, it's not going to be hard, but it won't. There'll be an adjustment. I will say that because I have been handling a lot of it, but I know he's able to lead our family. And I knew that going in on the onset before we got married. So, you know, as long as he's in the right mind frame when he comes home, because, you know, things change.
Right.
Then I'll be more than happy to take the back seat, because I've had the front for almost 4 years. So I'm just like, I can rest my boots.
Gotcha.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. Well, you have an event coming up. It's February?
February the 8th.
So talk to me about that. I got the flyer and I'm overwhelmed. You have a list of guests and people that's gonna be there. So talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's called Dating is Dead. Who Killed It? I don't know if I'm supposed to be looking at you.
Oh yeah, no. Talk to the people. Talk to me. Yeah, talk to everybody.
It's called Dating is Dead. Who Killed It? And I got it about 5 years ago when I was sitting in my den at random. I'm not good at coming up with event names. My friend normally does that.
Oh, okay.
But I was kind of sitting quietly, and it just came to me, and I was like, dating is dead. Who killed it? But I know I love relationships.
Right.
And I said, well, I'm going to just do it. Like, I'm going to get these men and women together. And I did it maybe 5 years ago, and it was okay, but it wasn't what I wanted, because there were more women than men.
Gotcha.
And at the end of it, I said, you know what? I'm through with it, because I can't understand why we keep having all these women, but no men. So I went and talked to a few of the men, and I said, why are y'all not coming?
Right.
And they said, we don't want to get together and talk about our feelings. We want to, like, if we want to meet women, it needs to be like kind of loose and almost like a club atmosphere.
That's correct. Yeah, that makes sense.
They don't want pressure. So I was like, okay. So I put it in my back pocket and left it alone.
Okay.
So I still do women empowerment events, and I had a dinner around with ladies. We have a dinner maybe once or twice a month. And they said, you got to get this event back together. And I was like, I don't want to fool with it. No, I'm not doing it. And I did it anyway.
Yeah.
But it was so easy this time.
Oh, okay.
And what I started doing is I really felt like God was dealing with me about therapists.
Okay.
And how Black folks don't want to deal in therapy.
Okay.
And that was a big component that was missing. See, we can come together and talk about relationships all day, but what we don't talk about is the trauma that we had in other relationships that we bring into the new relationship. And so if we don't heal on the onset, we're not going to be good for anybody.
Wow.
So I said, I'm going to change it. We're going to have a game night. So we'll get together. We're going to play spades and dominoes and have a DJ and have some food and all of that stuff, the club atmosphere.
Right.
Have the men and the women.
Okay.
We'll still have that conversation, but we're going to add therapists. and relationship experts. So while we're talking and still trying to figure it out, we're not doing it without the proper tools to be able to have that conversation.
Gotcha.
Right.
So my wife will kill me if I don't ask this question.
Okay.
So I'm in an interracial relationship.
Okay.
And I showed her the flyer letting her know you were coming to get on the podcast. And the first question she had was, why is there no white people on the flyer?
Oh my gosh.
So talk to me a little bit about that.
Well, and that's crazy because it always happens that way. It's not like I'm sitting there like, hey, this is a black event.
Right.
I even have to do that with my women. I'm like, I don't understand. But a lot of the time, it's just like a known, unknown thing. So she's black. This is a black event.
Right.
And black folks are like, well, let me get on. Or, so it's not like I got, my white people like, hey, come on, let me get on the panel too. But they're more than welcome.
Right.
But here's the thing too. We see, and no disrespect to, your situation.
No problem.
But there's a healing that, for me, this is just my opinion, that needs to take place in the black community.
Oh, yeah. No, I agree.
And I think even going back to the very beginning, where we don't know how to express ourselves. I don't know about you, but what goes on in this house stays in this house.
Oh, yeah.
You do what I say, you don't tell me.
Yeah, or else, yeah.
And so early we were cut off from not expressing ourselves.
Oh yeah, I was just having that conversation last night.
Right.
I had a family get together where we did an ugly sweater, and that's all we were talking about is how like we're all old school. We were raised that way. Like most of us were raised by our grandparents, and they're strictly, do this or burn. There wasn't no in between.
Right. And if you think about it, for me, I didn't learn about dating, the word dating, till I got older, and I learned it from white folks.
Right.
Who sat down and told us about this is how you date?
Oh,
nobody had that conversation.
Yeah, nobody.
So I feel like the tools that they were given were not the tools that we were given. A lot of the time.
That's interesting.
So for women, example, you have women who say, like, say me and you are dating.
Yeah.
And you go and date multiple women. Well, I'm thinking, I'm dealing with you. You my man.
Right.
No, that's not how that works.
Right.
You can date multiple people.
Yeah.
But nobody talks about that.
No.
So if we don't have those communications, we don't have those basic tools about dating, what?
Well, it's funny you say that because being young, I remember you would hide, like, I guess I would say, knowing what I know now. And if I was dating again, if I wanted to date multiple women, they would all know it.
Yeah.
I would be upfront and direct. Upfront, this is me. This is what's going to happen. Take it or leave it. Whereas, like you said, coming up, it was more like shameful. Yeah. Like, oh, you want to talk to multiple women.
It's supposed to be just me.
Yeah, and then it creates this, and then it creates turmoil coming from both sides.
Right.
And may push those, genders further and further and further.
And I think if women were taught that in the beginning, we wouldn't have as many problems.
Right. And if we were taught, hey, just be honest.
Right.
just
you don't have to hide it, but we weren't taught those key things. But so I'm not saying no white people allowed. Y'all welcome.
I knew that. And
you make sure you bring her too. Don't play no games if y'all come. You better make sure you bring her.
Definitely. But so everybody come through the podcast. This is way off subject.
Okay.
Gotta know your top 5 rappers of all
time.
Oh
my gosh.
Yeah, it's totally a curveball. I've got to know everybody come through the podcast.
You know what? I'm not a big rap person. That's I like R&B, but rappers.
So I'll give you a pass. Give me your top 5 R&B.
Okay, thank you. Because I was like rap.
Yeah. I can dig it.
Dave Hollister, number 1.
Number 1.
Tank, number 2.
Wow.
But they kind of interchangeable sometimes.
Dave Hollister. Wow. Didn't see that coming.
I know, because he's underrated, I'll tell you. Oh my gosh. Aaron Hall, number 3.
Wow. Okay.
And then I'm gonna kind of go old school. Donny Hathaway.
Wow.
And Charlie Wilson.
First name Charlie.
Yeah. Okay. I want to kind of throw R. Kelly.
That's
in
what I was
there
gonna
too,
ask. That's exactly what I was gonna ask.
Yeah, I've been on him actually all this past week. So
R. Kelly, since you brought him up.
Okay.
I got mixed feelings about it, right?
I know.
So we knew he was doing it from the beginning, right? And now we're like, let's hang him for it. Yeah. So you allowed him to do it and get away with it. Mm-hmm. And I get it. if you that crazy to put yourself in a situation again, then that's insane. But my whole thing is, at this point, it's all he say, she say. Before, when he got off, they had video evidence that he did it, and you let him off the hook. Now you just got someone telling you that he did it,
right?
And no evidence, and now you're gonna lock him away forever. What's your opinion on that?
This kind of goes back to the trauma that's undealt with.
Okay.
So I have a whole large spectrum on that, but I think at some point in time you have to get a healing and deal with your situation, whether there's proof or not. You can only go so long in whatever is going on.
Wow, that's deep.
And so whether there's proof or not, you got to deal with it.
Wow.
You have to get some kind of healing, because God's not going to keep letting you. You know, it may seem like years and years and like, dang, he's been doing it all this time and you just now. But you still going to have to deal with it.
Dang, that's an interesting perspective too.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's crazy because, like, even OJ, I mean, a lot of people you see kind of, you think get off or get away with it.
You
and
never
it's just
do.
something that just kind of.
You never do. You never. It's gonna always come back and bite you.
Wow.
Always. I don't care how long it seems. That's why you don't worry about when people do you wrong.
Yeah.
You'll get it somewhere on down the street.
Wow.
You'll get it.
Wow.
So whether he's guilty or not, he's gonna have to answer for it somewhere.
Wow. With dating from 30 to 50, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm noticing that nowadays, you know, I'm not really in the dating scene, but I watch a lot of YouTube videos, and I'm noticing that it's all on the computer. So people are looking at pictures, swiping left and right, or DMing, or whatever the case may be, to get attraction. So I'll give you an example. A friend of mine was saying he approached this girl at the gym.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think he said he was dating someone, and he's like, hey, you know, yada yada, and we should go out, have some drinks, talk, communicate, whatever. And, you know, I guess she was into it at first until she got into his social media, found out he had a girlfriend and a baby, right? And so then she's like, gets on to him for approaching, you picking up girls here at the gym.
Right.
You how dare you try to, you know, get women here at the gym.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I guess my question is, so what's going on out here? Like, is men's and women's attention span so short to where we feel like just because this perfect person is on the internet, this great picture, abs, chest, no kids, no doctor, are we really more intrigued by that than the real thing?
Right.
Because that person ain't that person they say they are.
Absolutely not.
You know, that person ain't online. They're in real life.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So talk to me a little bit about that.
Social media seems to mess up everything.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest. As far as dating is concerned from what I see.
Okay.
But not even dating. I'm going to say marriage.
Yeah.
Because
talk to him.
I can talk about personally.
Yeah.
That I've had people that know my situation with my husband and don't care.
Well, most men don't.
They get in my hey, what's going on? Nothing.
Right.
Nothing's going on. So, but going back to what you were saying as far as dating is concerned, that's another reason I'm having this event, so we can have face-to-face.
Yeah.
Stay off of social media.
Yeah.
Like if you're meeting somebody, don't get on social media till you talk to them. And then let them explain. Then give them questions. So are you dating somebody? Do you have the girlfriend? Do you have what's going on with your situation?
Okay. So
instead of just assuming.
Well, so my question is, so the guy didn't even lie about it though. Hey, I do have a girlfriend. I do have a baby. Then
what's she doing? That's so hard.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like,
well, at least he gave her a choice.
So I'm guessing my question is, I'm noticing with today's, and it's just me living vicariously, right? I'm noticing that you have. I just use an example. You have a woman. She has a man, and then she talks to somebody else, right? The guy that's actually putting time into her, he may have a relationship as well, but they actually communicate. They're involved, and then you have the man that lies at home. He lies. He doesn't do nothing. He's in and out. You chasing him around, but this guy, you know everything about. He's being honest with you. He's has a girl. But still has a girl. But you know it all though. This you don't know. This you know. But so in my experience, the woman chooses the chase, kind of like men like to chase, and it seems like women are the same way, but don't even take ownership of it. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm trying to get the story
it's a big picture. It's a big picture.
I don't know. I don't even know how to answer that. We do want to chase, but for me, after a certain period of time, I'm not chasing anymore.
Right.
But we do want honesty. We want honesty in a relationship, so I can see where the other person is, and y'all have this connection and all this good stuff. But after a while, this has to go. But people get comfortable too.
That's okay.
Comfortable is not good in any kind of situation. So if you can't revive this over here, let it go.
Wow.
Let it go.
Wow. So I was talking to Fetty. That's who Jermaine. That's who.
Fetty. That's so funny.
And he was telling me, because we were talking about it too. I was telling you I was gonna have you on, and he said you posted a picture of a dirty pool. Mm-hmm. And he said, and we had just talked about a lot of women. I'm speaking from the men's side of it. A lot of women talking about they can't find a good man, they can't find this, right? But then they continue to go to the same nightclub that's free to get in. That's the same dude you're going to see, instead of going to a bar where you may have to pay $20, $40, $50 to get in. Then you may get a different class of individual, right? So he said, that's funny you say that, because she posted a picture of a pool that was a dirty pool, and he said how he met his wife was, he typed in, I guess you said something like, why do we continue, or why do we come to this pool or something? I can't remember exactly what you said, but he said, well, maybe you should just go to a different pool. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So what's going on with that? Why do we, men and women, we say we don't want this type of person, and then we look for that same person at the same place
every time? Because we don't know who we are. Wow. My pastor just said it today in service. Who you choose to be in a relationship with is really a reflection of your heart. Wow. So we can say whatever we want to say, but your mate, your person, is a direct reflection of what you think you should have. Wow. So if you go into the trash pool, really you feel like you're not worthy, or you're able to get somebody else.
That's deep.
It's the truth. That's why we gotta have the therapist. We can keep having these conversations and talking round and round.
Right.
But until we get an understanding of why we do what we do, it's not just you going over here and choosing this person because this is what my type. No, you don't know who you are.
Wow. So you're looking for yourself in these people.
Yes.
Wow.
Or if you feel like you're at this certain level, you're not going to get anybody any higher than you anyway. You're going to get somebody under here because you don't have to come up. Right. Me, I want somebody even in my friendships and my relationships that's going to make me think bigger, be bigger. Yeah. That's who I'm going to.
Well, that's equally yoked, right?
Yeah.
That's what that's,
But some people don't do that.
Well, we was talking, I was like, it's crazy because you see all the time that people are like, man, I want this great woman. But you keep going to the strip club and looking for her there. Yeah. Or, it's just like, even me, for example, before I got married, I'm going around to these clubs and bars. I don't even really go out like that. I don't even really drink like that. You know what I mean? So I drink casually, socially, but I'm not a drinker. Like, I don't want to meet a person in the bar and then be obligated to, that's where we got to go hang out. You see what I'm saying? Right. So it's just crazy that you say that, though. That makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
And I also want to create an atmosphere, even outside of this event, where I'm setting up dates.
Okay.
So we would go around Knoxville, the surrounding areas, and have meetups. You don't always have to meet, like you said, at the club, but then a problem that I've been hearing is the only thing place that you can meet somebody at is a club, is a party. Why do we have to do that? No. So let's create date places, date meetups.
Wow.
Let's go bowling. Let's go to the gun range. It's not where we have to do anything, but we can probably meet somebody while we're there. So we have to create that. If it's something that we need, we have to create it.
Gotcha. Well, tell them a little bit about your movement, your Facebook,
I got a movement.
It's all Raven. I mean, Raven, I'm sorry, it's all Reagan.
I'm used to it. It's all things Reagan. I initially started out with women's empowerment, and I still do that. I believe wholeheartedly. Again, if you don't know who you are, you cannot go any further. Okay. So I've even done, while my husband's been gone, living my life through the camera, to be honest.
Okay.
I had gained, which I still got a lot of weight to lose, but I gained a whole bunch of weight. I just crawled into a shell. I didn't know who I was. I lost myself. I had wigs, my hair was hanging there. I looked crazy, but that's not who I was before. My degree is in fashion merchandising, so I was always, up to par. And I lost myself. And so I started doing the work to make sure that I'm getting whole from the inside out. And so I encourage every woman to do that.
Right.
So that's where I'm still at, living my life kind of out loud and through that. And then we're just adding back on the relationships.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
Perfect. Well, tell them where they can find you.
Okay. So I have my website is All Things Reagan, REGAN, like Reagan, allthingsreagan.com. And I have a ton of events. So I have my main event called Putting Me First, and we're going to Jamaica this next year.
Oh, nice.
But
nice,
that's sold out, honey.
Oh, okay. About to say, sign me up. You know what I'm saying? Jamaica.
Right. It's sold out. But I also have like many events just around Knoxville where the women can get together.
Okay.
I have a financial class where we need to be whole financially.
Amen.
Honey,
Preach.
listen.
Preach.
So anything that I need to work on, I always make events for.
Gotcha.
Because I don't claim to know it all, but I have people who do know some things.
Gotcha.
And we'll get together and we'll learn. So, I'll be on here all day talking about my events. So just go on to allthingsreagan.com and check those out. And I'm the same on the platform of Facebook and Instagram.
Perfect. Well, I'm honored to have you. We've got to do this again. Yeah. I've enjoyed it, and I definitely need to pick your brain on a lot of your thoughts. I've been watching your videos and stuff, and you got a lot of interest in meat that I would like to kind of see if I can figure it out and see if I can understand women, even though I got mine already.
But we're still learning and growing every day.
Yeah.
So, even as married couples, we still learn and grow.
Right.
We're not the same. We shouldn't be anyway.
Right. I hear that. Well, yeah, there y'all have it. Hashtag iAMWHOiAM, the podcast, episode 19. We are on episode 19. Please leave 5 stars. If you are on any podcast platform, leave me the thumbs up. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Hit Reagan up. Let her know. See what she has for you. Single. Definitely hit her up. She has some great tips and strategies. I have a brother of mine that is a success story. So I can vouch for her that it works and her ideas are solid.
Can I tag something on?
Yeah. Do you think?
This is not just for singles either. It is for married people, and I meant to say that earlier. I have 3 couples that are married. So we have the newlyweds, the ones who've been married like 10 to 12, and then a 30-year marriage.
Gotcha.
So we have those on the panel because even I've been married 13 years. Even in marriage, it can get a little dull. So we need to learn how to redate, keep it fresh, keep it spicy. So it is also for married people too.
Definitely got to keep it spicy.
Right.
We're going to have a whole nother episode on spice.
Right.
Throw some of that sauce on there.
Listen, women get complacent. We get complacent.
Men get complacent too. I try my best to stay active and stay appealing, but hey, we need that spice sauce.
Yeah.
I've always loved that hot sauce, so put that on there, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's been a pleasure, and as always, I'll be back. Yo, what up? Thank you for watching the video. It's your boy Chad Rob. Don't forget comment, subscribe. Press that notification bell so you can see what's coming next. And as always, I'll be back. Yeah.